Jordan Poole savages salty gambler for complaining about lost bet. Golden State Warriors guard Jordan Poole went at a follower on social media who DM'd him after a lost bet. The lesson here is simple: don't ever meet your heroes. Golden State Warriors guard Jordan Poole evidently does have time to deal with social media complaints, one by one. Poole replied to a follower who called him out after a lost bet, which the Warriors guard was apparently at least somewhat responsible for. The terms of this bet are unknown, but I'm assuming there was a decent amount of money on the line for said gambler to reach out to the player himself. As one can tell by the responses on Poole's phone, he and the follower got into it quite a bit. Poole was recorded firing back. Yeah, that was never going to end well. Warriors guard Jordan Poole had some time on his hands. Jordan Poole and the Warriors have rebounded nicely from a tough start to the season. Draymond Green infamously punched Poole at a Golden State practice, leading to an indefinite suspension which lasted until the NBA's opening night. The two have gotten along fine since then, per teammates, as Green apologized to Poole and the squad before the start of the regular season. Dub star Klay Thompson spoke out about the incident recently, saying that winning cures all. It's unfortunate it got leaked, but those guys are all brothers, Jordan and Draymond, Thompson said. I knew, with time, like the old adage, time heals all wounds. I know winning and just having fun cures all. The Warriors star would have rather kept that issue in-house. It was reported around the league that Green and Poole got into a practice fight, but the video really painted the incident in a different light. We're playing that brand of Warriors basketball again, and once we continue to do so, I think it will just be a blip on the story, Thompson continued. As for Poole, he's playing some of his best basketball yet, averaging 17.7 points per game on over 43% shooting from the field. The Chicago Bears and Justin Fields got robbed against the Miami Dolphins, and Twitter was not pleased by the officials' blatant and egregious error. Robbery. That's the one word to describe the Chicago Bears' loss to the Miami Dolphins. It also ruined an outstanding performance by Justin Fields. With the Bears driving to potentially win a game that no one gave them a chance in, officials stepped in and made their presence felt. Chase Claypool, who was acquired this week ahead of the NFL trade deadline, went up for a pass in which he was grabbed and dragged away from the ball while it was still in the air. The ball had not been tipped at the line nor touched by a defender prior to Claypool being grabbed.
I think Curry was talking.
Penalty. Had a flag been thrown, the Bears would have been set up with tremendous field position with a chance to pull off an upset win. The key phrasing there being had a flag been thrown. Despite what appears to be obvious pass interference, there was no penalty called on the play. Needless to say, social media was irate, and rightfully so. Twitter was the Chicago Bears' best friend in criticizing the officials after the loss to the Miami Dolphins. If any solace should be taken from this game, the Chicago Bears now know what they must do in the offseason with the cap space that they have. They need to invest in both the offensive and defensive lines. Again, all the FA money and draft picks must go into the offensive and defensive lines. The game today was evident. Despite allowing just 2 sacks, the Bears' offensive line still had flaws. Fields had to work magic to save his life. That PI call could have been avoided had the defensive line put more pressure on Tua throughout the game and not allowed him to wreak havoc, but the damage was done. It was a horrible ending for the Bears after what they endured during the game and what they discovered. They have their quarterback. The addition of Chase Claypool wasn't a magical debut, but he showed what he could do for this team just by his presence.